Good morning, one and all. This is Ray from Next Forex Trade. Today is Tuesday, the 10th of September, 2019. Time is just coming up to 6:15 in the morning in the UK. I'm here to teach, not preach Forex. So let's crack on. Let's have a look at what the markets are doing. You can see at the moment I've got two positions in here. Both, I'll come to these in turn, but I'm pretty comfortable with both of them. At the moment. Let's see what we're going to look at first. So we'll look at, as usual, AUDCAD first of all. This is the one that I'm in. It's up on the screen now. So this was one that I entered yesterday, and based on firstly our daily giving nice signs of bearishness, so lower lows, lower highs. The price had encountered a lot of resistance at this level, so it come into in previous days, it interacted with this level here where we'd see these previous highs here go much higher, the price not much move higher than that, so it gave a good reference point for our stop loss above those highs. Now the 4 hourly and lower time frames were giving okay signs of bearishness. Obviously this is the same move that I've captured here in the 4 hourly that we saw in a daily, so there wasn't much new in terms of what the 4 hourly was saying, other than the resistance had some more contact points than did the daily. So this was really the major premise of shorting this, the fact that this area here was showing that resistance and there was a good likelihood of the price moving much lower. Now what I've done on this is decide to move the stop loss to break even, because not long after entry the price stopped making lower lows and lower highs in the lower time frames. It's, as you can see here, so my entry was around here if we're looking at the 15-minute, which gives some good context. So when I saw the price action, I was looking at this here. I didn't have this as reference. The price was moving down, producing these lower lows, lower highs on hourly as well. So there was good reason to short this. Now, not long after my entry, which would have been around this candle here, I believe. Now, not long after the entry, we can see that the price started to cycle upwards and start making these higher highs, and it's now kind of flat at the moment. So at the moment, although I'm still, predominantly bearish on this, what I want to do is just take the position out at break even, and there's always the opportunity to jump back on this if the price action does start to produce lower lows and lower highs. But for me, it's all about protecting capital, and that's one of the good things about having a wide stop. If we look at the hourly, just to give context to that, because my stop is all the way up here, and it makes sense on our daily as well, so it's above this resistance, this what we're deeming as a lower high. It means that I've just got more room to maneuver, more outs, if you like. If you ever played poker, outs is where you have more chances to win in a certain hand than with the cards that you hold. So what I'm doing here is giving myself more opportunity to not lose money, if you like. So in the grand scheme of things, yes, we're seeing some bullishness on these lower time frames, but if we take the context of that, this bullishness still has a good likelihood of kind of interacting with our lowered standard deviation channel, even pushing lower, just within the kind of framework that we've got this in here. So what this means is I can take money off the table at break even, protect the capital, and then just wait for a better opportunity, better signs of bearishness if I do decide to get back on this. Of course, I can still lose on this, the full 1% I have at risk, if the price decides to not revert to these lows here, move higher. But what I'm dealing with is probability. Based on what the price action is doing at the moment, there's a decent amount of probability that I'll at least be able to get out at break even. It's less likely that it would have hit my initial profit target, but there's still good probability I can get out of this unscathed, if you like, in terms of reward to risk. So yeah, I'll update you that tomorrow, see how that pans out. And for now, let's crack on, have a look at some of the other charts in the market. So we've also got here the AUDCHF. So immediately, as I've said in all the videos, the first thing I'm looking at is the daily here for signs that the price is in a downtrend, is going to be overbought. This is overbought. We're seeing some lower lows and lower highs, but the problem is there's no real signs of reversal as of yet. And I would have gone this at depth in yesterday's market, looking at each one, going through one by one. But this is, yeah, I'm definitely bearish on this, but no signs of reversal, even though it's overbought at the moment. So we want to see some, reversal candles or some signs of resistance as it interacts with our upper standard deviation channel, which we're not seeing. So it's time to pass on that one for now. Same thing here, AUDJPY, no real signs of reversal yet, although still bearish overall. This is the AUDUSD. There's some context to this in that the way the price has come up and interacted with these previous lows here, this support, we can see in yesterday's candle that there is, signs of potential reversal, but I'm still not feeling this at the moment because I want to see, I'd need to deem this, resistance, and a reversal candle would need to move past the low of the daily candle. So for that to happen, the lower time frames need to start to roll over and start producing lower lows and lower highs, which they're not. Well, most of them aren't. The most important ones aren't. So the hourly 15-minute is still very bullish. So again, wait and see on this as well. What's not super great about this is I'd prefer this now to be interacting with our upper edge or nearer to our upper edge of our standard deviation, to give this move here the context, and that could take several days to weeks to happen. So it's just wait and see really. If if there are decent signs of reversal here in the coming days this week, then yeah, potentially to the short side. If it breaks these highs here this week, then it's going to be a much longer wait to see how it reaches to these highs here and then potentially reverses. But the scope to the downside, if it were to do that, would be quite significant. So yeah, just wait and see on AUDUSD for now. CAD CHF, no to CAD JPY. CHFJPY, one that I'm in. Still happy with this positioning on this. Lower lows, lower highs on the daily. Price nicely captured within our standard deviation where we had this reversal a few days ago. I've got my stop loss slightly aggressive because it's not above this previous lower high here. It's above what was the previous day's high here. But still outside our standard deviation, and it's the price action here is still pretty good. I'm just looking for opportunities to scale into this, even though at the moment it's negative, it's showing a loss. I'm still happy overall with the way the price has progressed here. So I do have one position in at 1%, but I'm looking for opportunities to add to this. Add to this more. May even do that now. Yeah, as soon as I'm offline, I'm probably going to open another position on this. Yeah, rather than budget whilst I'm speaking online, I will do that most likely once I finish this here, and I'll update you to it tomorrow. But yeah, this is looking good for me to add to this position, to up the risk to potentially 3% overall. But I'll add in one more position here, 2%, to bring it to 2%, and yeah, just take things from there. So let's have a look at the next one. Euro AUD. Bullish overall, but no signs of reversal as of yet. So next. No, not tradable at the moment. Next. Bearish overall, but no signs of reversal yet. So bring on the next one. Not great price action to read. This is a bit tricky, but and if anything's not clear, I would immediately suggest not to trade it. But what's interesting on this one is the way that this price here in this move was quite bullish, and a reason I put the Fibonacci retrace in here is just to see how significant these levels of support could be. It's always best to have the Fibonacci have some sort of meaning in the price action rather than just draw it meaninglessly on there. But this does have some significance in that this is a 50 retrace on our Fibonacci. There's clear signs of, and that more importantly has come off of clear signs of previous support. So this level here interacted here. See how far that goes back. It's kind of zonal around these levels here. So it has meaning, but the question is to ask, how can you get long on this? Well, the way to structure it, is to consider stop losses below this level. So below here is definitely the context for the trade, below this level. But problem is, at the moment, EURGBP is that there are no signs of real bullishness on our lower time frames. These are kind of flattening out. This is overall quite bearish, as is this. My Siri's going off for some reason. I didn't say hey Siri, so I don't know why that happened. Sorry. So yeah, overall, yeah, this needs just to show clearer signs of bullishness, really. So pass on this for now. Bearish on this, but no signs of reversal as of yet. Today needs to, if today this doesn't really move significantly much higher, that will be good. But really, as with what we said with the EURGBP, this needs to show the lower time frames start to roll over, show more significant signs of bearishness. No. So EURUSD. Yeah, obviously bearish because of what we're seeing in this price action here, and we could deem this as a lower high. So price has given us some context there, but it's just not, it's not great. My intuition is saying that the price has some more scope to move to the upside to interact with these previous lows here. So that this is a lower high in the price action. Where it is now, kind of, you know, it's we could deem that as, you know, the area for our stop loss. But the problem is, when we take the standard deviation channel for context, it's kind of in the middle, whereas you can see where it's hit these upper edges before. An interaction further up would make more sense for me. So I would be hesitant to be on this short as it is now, or, you know, do it at reduced risk, because what I'm anticipating is that there's going to be a deeper retrace to this kind of level, because this is more significant. There's more areas for reference should the price retrace here. Look, you can see if it were to, it would be a retrace on our Fibonacci. The least important of it is 38.2 retrace around this level, but also it would mean these areas here where there was previous support, you know, areas here, zonal. So this would have more significance to see some sort of reversal off of here, and then it would also allow for a stop loss in a much better position. So it would be a tighter stop loss if we see reversals off of this level, if the candles are small enough. It would be a tighter stop loss with much more scope to the downside, so there's more profit potential. So right now this isn't, although I'm bearish on it overall, it just feels like it would need a bit more retrace for that to make viable. And you know, it's not just a feeling, it's basically logical kind of entry here. Trying to short here, you've got a pretty messy stop here within the price action. You could be right overall in this bearishness, but wrong because you're stopped out too soon, because your stops in a very you know, unuseful place, because the price action is still doing what it normally does in the normal course of things, but having it there, you're going to get stopped out, or there's a good probability. Think of it in probability. There's still a good probability that you're going to get stopped out here as the price kind of fluctuates within its normal course, rather than waiting for reversals off of this type of level where you've got a clearer sense of where you're wrong. And that's really the thing to emphasize. Have a clear area in the price action of where you'll be wrong, and using that as the premise for the trade means that you don't sweat it when the price moves adversely against you. You were wrong, and wrong for a reason. You stacked the odds in your favor when you entered the trade. So yeah, nothing on EURUSD. Let's have a look. What else we got? So GBP AUD, bearish on this, but really it's about the timing of the entry. So the daily's looking okay in terms of it interacting with our standard deviation up here, showing lower highs. But how do we time this based on the 4-hourly and the lower time frames? Yeah, it's a bit messy, because what I'm looking at is this retrace here. You can see I've put the standard deviation around this move up here. Just delete this one. It's there's still a lot of context to this retrace here, and the stop in any case would be quite wide if you were to short this now. You'd have to be all the way above here. So it would put your 1-to-1 380. Yeah, your 1-to-1 reward to risk would be somewhere around these levels. So these previous lows, which so here on the daily, not great value for money. So leave that, wait for better opportunities or better price action. Definitely bearish on this, similar to one that I'm in at the moment on the AUDCAD, which is obviously very similar because this is a GBP CAD we're looking at. But I wouldn't enter this now for much the same reasons I'm on the AUDCAD, because we've got a clear area of resistance for our stop loss above these previous highs here. We've got this resistance here, but our lower time frames here have stopped showing definitive signs of lower lows and lower highs. So yeah, it's same as the one I spoke about earlier. Really, it's waiting just to see more clear signs of bearishness on our lower time frames. No, wouldn't short this now. It's just too overbought. Broken recent resistance. Same here. It's bearish overall, but no signs of reversal as of yet. So leave that. Leave that. No signs of reversals of yet. Our lower time frames here haven't really rolled over. It's not a really clear sign of interaction with our highs here, that it's interactive with resistance. Yeah, I mean, it's a previous low it's interacted with. There's some support, previous support here. So yeah, we could deem this as a potential reversal area, but what I'd want to see is maybe some sort of an inside bar today. So this candle to form as an inside bar, and for our lower time frames to start to roll over and produce lower lows and lower highs. And the reason I want that to be an inside bar rather than it produce, you know, a lower low and a lower high, rather than it move past the low of the previous candle, is because it would, if it was an inside bar, it would still be quite a short candle, allowing for a stop loss above these highs here. So it would mean that, you know, if we had to wait for the price to move past the low of this candle here, it would be a much wider stop. Whereas if it's a much shorter candle, it would mean our stop loss would be, our entry would be here with a stop over here, so we'd have a much bigger position and much more profit potential. But it's all conjecture. I need to wait for this candle to form and for these low time frames to start showing signs of bearishness. Yeah, there's good positioning here. 4 hourly is good, but I'd want to see signs of bearishness on our lower time frames. Definitely this level of support needs to be definitively broken. You can see this area here, so the price to move past these previous lows to start producing lower lows and lower highs. It's kind of double topped. If we look at the hourly, no, it's not quite a double top. But basically, this is our reference point for stops above here, but the price actually needs to move much lower, past these lows, lower highs. You know, it's a few days, so maybe later in the week that might be viable. But yeah, overall bearish, but just not great lower time frame price action to deem a decent entry. No. No, it needs signs of breaking this support here, producing lower lows, lower highs, which it's not doing. So pass. No. Finding a lot of resistance around this level, so struggling to move past these previous highs, which probably identified yesterday. So there's a good reference point for our stops above here, but much the same story as the other time frames. You know, got this nice double top so far here. This is more like a double top where it comes up and meets exactly the same kind of area as it did previously, but I want to see it fall away more and produce lower lows and lower highs on our lower time frames, because these are all still very, very bullish for now. Let's have a look. So this is USD JPY. Yeah, this candle, much the same as the last one we looked at. I want to see this as a reversal candle, because at the moment it's still giving very bullish signs. There's a good likelihood that this area is going to be troublesome for it to move much higher than. Right, because where this previous area here is quite zonal and it's interacting with our standard deviation at the upper channel, but this candle needs to close and be quite toppy and the price move past the low, and for our lower time frames to start to roll over and produce lower lows and lower highs as well to make that viable. And that's it. Bitcoin here, still bullish on this overall. Probably wouldn't do an entry now. Again, don't trade this, but I still analyze it for anyone who does. This isn't great, the way that it's found resistance here in previous days and started to move away, but it still holds true what I said in previous videos. Stops, this is our reference point, stops below this point here with a scope to the upside is quite good. So if you had entered this, then this makes kind of, it stacks as a trade, because you have a stop below these types of levels, initial profit targets here or even here, gives a good 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1 and beyond reward to risk, so it stacks. I wouldn't enter it now based on how this has started to move back down, but if it does start to find support off of this level, and then move higher, then that would be an okay premise to consider being long on Bitcoin again. But again, I don't trade Bitcoin, so that's only for anyone who is interested. So hopefully that's been of some use. If you do like what you're hearing here or have any questions, feel free to like the video and leave any comments below with any questions that you might have. And also, if you subscribe, then you can get notifications to this info as it comes out, rather than acting on it retrospectively. You can have immediate alerts to when these live streams go out every weekday. Yeah, see the live stream and ask questions in real time as well. Hopefully that's been of use to you, and I will see you again tomorrow. And yeah, trade well. See you then.